Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to Demon's Mirror, a new roguelike that is dropping on September 5th. We've played quite a few deck builders on this channel so far, and we've also played a couple of games that use the match 3 mechanic. Never, though, have we played a game that combines both, in which you do them at the same time. So that is the twist of Demon's Mirror, in that it is both a deck builder and a match 3, all combined into one for one roguelike combat experience. So let's go ahead and jump in. At the time of recording, there is a demo available. Link and all that will be down below in the description. I cannot confirm or deny whether, or I can't confirm, whether the demo is going to be available when the full game releases. So just keep that in mind if the demo does go down. Yeah, that's not my fault. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and start a run here. Now, we do have one character here to start with, although in the full game, you're going to get 3 characters. If you want to take a look at that, those are in the trailers on the Steam page. There's Wolf and then a little, like, I don't know, cat-looking creature, I think. So, yeah, we have our starting treasure, or trinket. We'll talk a little bit about what Insight is later, although you can read it and kind of put 2 and 2 together. But just in case you don't know the mechanics, we'll talk about that later. So we have our Slay the Spire style map horizontally laid out with one big bad boss at the end. We have our regular battles. We have some elite battles. We have random events, shops, campfires, which are going to be both healing and upgrading. We have Giant Stone, which does a couple different things. It allows us to either remove a card or reveal the boss and upgrade a card. So let's go ahead and jump in. I think I'm going to head up this way. Yeah, because I want to go to the Great Stone, so let's go ahead and make our way this way. There is a little bit of a horizontal move system as well, so I'm going to go here and then move my way up and around. So let's jump into our first battle. Now we have our health, our enemy's health, enemy's intentions above, all the kind of stuff we would see, buffs, debuffs right below. We have our gold here up top. I'm assuming these are going to be consumables, although in the run I did previous to recording, I didn't actually acquire any consumables, so they might not be in the demo, or actually I don't think I made it to a shop, so I think that's why I didn't see any. We have 2 different resources down here. So we have Essence and Willpower. Essence is basically it's a resource that some cards will be able to use, but then there are other cards, for example, are Convinced, that uses a new mechanic that I haven't seen before in a deck builder called Influence. It's kind of like damage, but it can get around defense. Basically, it applies a status of influence, and anytime it basically influence goes up while damage goes down, and anytime the influence line matches the top of the health line in the middle, the creature dies. If that makes sense, it'll make more sense when we jump in. We also have Willpower, and Willpower you can build up over time. Once you get to 10, you're going to get a special event to trigger, and you're going to be able to choose between 3 different powers to activate. The next time you activate it, it's going to cost 15, and then I think after that it's 20, although I can't confirm that. We have our draw pile, how many action points we have, or our mana, discard, and then we have cards in hand and match 3. So how exactly does this work? Technically, everything can be done at the same time. So cards have mana cost or action points in the top right, and our match 3 has action points down below. Now, right now, this only costs 1, but typically, in order to do a match 3, technically it's a chain. You can do as many as you want, but you got to match 3. Technically, it's going to cost 2. However, our trinket gives us Insight, which is going to reduce the cost of the next tile chain by 1, meaning that instead of this costing 2, it now costs 1. Also, we're going to remove 1 stack of Insight when the chain is completed, but when we do this, it's also going to, this up here, each time a tile chain is completed, we're going to reduce the action point cost for a random card in hand by 1. So we're basically taking the 1 removed from here, and we can remove it from something else. Now, how does this work? There's a couple different resources. There's obviously the attack. So anytime I chain these together in length, and we can chain diagonally as well. For example, this would do 7 damage to an enemy. We also have block, so I could do the same with block. This would add 4 block. I could also go for willpower, so if I wanted to combine these 3, this would give me 3 willpower, and I need to get up to 10. And then we have our essence, which I can combine to make something like Convince more powerful, but I need to get 6 of these essences. I also have a card called Hush right here, which we'll go over a little bit later. Right now, I don't think it's going to be super relevant here. This guy is going to add enemy tiles. We'll take a look at that next turn. So for now, we're just going to strike him, deal 5 damage. I'm also going to do this attack right here for 7 damage, bring him down to 13. And I'm also going to, let's take a look here. So now you can see that this costs 2. Can't cast it, but it made our block cost 0. I'm going to convince once and add 3. So what this is going to do, basically, he's at 13, right? This is going to essentially put him at 10. Now, I could either do the rest of the 10 in damage, or I could build up another 10 in influence. I could work it either way. Influence is kind of like a skill-based attack, is what I've found mostly. All right, so let's go ahead and end our turn. He's going to add an enemy tile. Now, an enemy tile is a secondary source of attack damage. So this is going to stick around for 2 turns. This is the duration. This is the intent, so it's planning to attack us, and it's planning to attack us for 13. Now, its attack is also considered its health. Now, there are a couple ways that we can reduce this health so that way we don't take the damage. The first way is to add it into a chain. Now, you'll also see that the symbol changed, and the symbol is now a universal tile, meaning it can be used in any chain. I can use it in that chain, or I can use it in this chain. The amount of chain that it's connected to will reduce its potency. So if I did something really long, for example, like that, it's only going to do 7 damage to me. The other way is a card like this, Hush. Hush targets a tile and deals 4 tile damage to all tiles of that type. So if I were to do damage like this, this would do 4 damage just to this tile. But I can also use a card like Hush to kind of rearrange the map. So for example, if I wanted to get rid of this chunk of block for whatever reason, I could do so, and it's going to target all of these. These basically have an HP of 1, and it would destroy all the blues, all the defense in that area. So we're going to go ahead. Let's see here. I think I'm actually... Let's see. So this brings it up to 5. So actually what we can do here... So this is going to get me 6 essence, so we can combine that. Now my convince is 5, or let's see, it is free, so we can do that. Now we need to do 5 damage. Can I do 5 more damage? Oh, let's see, what can I do here? Well, I can try, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these. There we go. So now, I still have 2. I have 4 attack here, but this also counts as an attack, so I can combine these for 5. Deal 5 damage, and even though there's 8 here, technically he's at 13, right? He has 8, what is it? 8, whatever it is, influence, and he has 5 health, so we can go ahead and do this. Those 2 will meet in the middle, and it will kill him. There you go, victory! So we get to draft a card now. This is where the deck building aspect comes in. Let's see, these are all new cards to me. So, Repel, we can deal 6 damage and get 1 prepared. Gain plus X action points next turn. Ooh, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Gain 6 block. If the last card played was a skill, gain 1 insight. Okay, I'm going to do Repel. This is going to be... Okay, so right now, this is going to be a little bit different build than I had last time when I played. I've had a very skill-based deck. So... Oh, maybe I can't go this way. Okay, never mind. Before, there was a little bit more horizontal play, so I must have confused something along the way. That's fine. We can hit a shop. I've never hit a shop before, so let's take a look. Yeah, so it looks like there are... Yeah, so it looks like there are consumables. That totally makes sense. We also have some cards here. Yeah, so I was playing like a horde build. I was playing a build that gets a lot of essences and uses them to use things like horde here. So you could use this as a resource to draw 2 cards for free. Let's see. Transform 4 tiles into willpower. Inflate counts as double for chains. Whenever you play a status card, no, I'm not really... Enemy loses 2 strength. I'm not really big on any of these, actually. I might just save my gold for later. Or maybe I take the... Could just take the Scroll of Essence. I think I'm just going to take the 15 damage. I don't think any of these cards really point me in a solid direction. I could argue... You know what? I'm going to take the Horde. I think that's just generally good. Alright, so now we have an enemy attacking us for 6 and an enemy blocking themselves. Let's take a look here. We're very likely going to be using Repel, although it's best to use this first, considering it could hit the Repel. Now, what do we actually want to do with that? Do we have a reasonable block we could set up? Not really. Only 3 at the max. Technically, I could put together 5 willpower. Let's see. Or... what I could do... Actually, can I put together more than that? I can put together more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hush these swords. It's going to knock these two down. And then, yeah, so now we have a pretty good connection here. Now, can I combine... I don't think I can combine all of these because of these two trees. So I'm going to lose one of these. So we can do something like this. Oh, we're just shy. And there's no way to do that fully, right? I'm not missing anything there. Yeah. Okay, so we're at 9. We'll get there to 10 eventually. Let's see. We did make convince a little bit stronger, so I'm going to go ahead and start influencing this guy since he's going to get some block on. We're going to go ahead and do our 6 damage over here, and then we'll convince this guy again, and we'll pass turn. And what is this? When this enemy's health reaches 30%, 5 or less, an enemy tile with 20 potency will be added to the board. Got it. Okay, let's go ahead. Ooh. So this is pretty nice. So for basically 1 mana, we can draw 2 cards, which I think I'm going to do. There we go. Let's get a bunch. Now, Essence does decay. It decays 33% at the beginning of your turn. So you do lose this over time. You can't just hoard it forever. Let's go ahead and draw 2. Now, what else do we have here? If I get rid of these shields, I have a pretty strong attack. And we have a free block. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of these, which is going to connect these. And now we can do a little bit of this. Attack here for 9. We can convince here, right? So we can, basically this green bar is building up while red is building down. So once this green gets to this side of the red bar, the enemy will die. Go ahead and block that out. We can strike here, get rid of him. And is there anything else I want to hush to set up for next turn? I should probably do 4 damage to this. That way I take a little bit of damage. Oh, it counts that. Okay, that is something I misunderstood from the last time. It will deal damage to you in 2 turns, not it will deal 9 to you each turn for 2 turns. Got it. Okay. I understood that a little bit different when I read it the first time. So let's go ahead and let's see. So we need to do another 6. So let's go ahead and get, we only need a couple more consume here to build this up. So let's go ahead and get that real quick. Actually, before we do that, actually, okay, no, we're fine. So I'm going to trigger the willpower here just so we can take a look at that and see what happens. So here we go. Willpower level 1 activated. So we get to pick between 3 different gems here. We could apply 5 influence to each enemy. We could gain 2 peace, deal X damage to all enemy tiles at the start of every turn, which are, these are enemy tiles, right? Not these enemy tiles. Or we could draw a card and gain 1 insight. We're going to go ahead right here and apply the 5 influence. He has 1 left. We can go ahead and convince him, and that will kill him. Okay, we'll draft a card. No attacks. So reduce the strength of all enemies by 3 for the rest of the turn. All enemies... And how does strength work? Modifies damage dealt by attacks and tile chains by X. Okay, so strength is literal one number for each. Gain 2 for each status and hex card in your deck. I think I'm just going to take the Admonish. Maybe? What does this upgrade to? You can right-click to see the upgrades, which is really nice. It's good in a multi-attack set. Yeah, I'm going to take the Admonish. All right, we'll take the coins too, and we'll move on. Let's go ahead and go to the campfire. Actually, no, I don't think my cards are necessarily good enough. I would typically go to the campfire to upgrade, but I don't have like a really good card that I want to upgrade. Although Repelled might have been a good one to go ahead and upgrade. Okay, let's take a look at our board here and see what we can do. Now, I could just block 5 instead of using a block here. I could also get Willpower 5. I could... If I were to get rid of these attacks, I could get, what, Willpower to 9? 9 sucks. We don't want to do 9. That's kind of a waste. Okay. So let's go ahead then and... Let's get the block for... We do have this block, but let's get the guaranteed 5. Okay. Now, can I make... I can connect 5. We can get... We have our free convince. We also have free blocks, so now we're taking no damage. We got to get to 6, though. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just pop that off. Do I want to knock anything out? Gonna knock these together just to connect these. Try and set up something for... Because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we can get rid of these, we can get 9, 10. Here we go. We can do that. Connect these up. We might as well collect as many as possible since we're working towards 15 next time. Let's go ahead and take Influence 5. Yeah, let's take the Influence 5. We do need... Let's see. Let's go ahead and build up our Essence here. Which now these are free, so we can go ahead and block here. We can go ahead and convince here. Anything I want to hush? Yeah, let's start getting these out. We can get a big attack next turn. There's no sense in hoarding since we're just going to... Well, we're going to lose this anyway, but we can't cast anything, so that's fine. We'll just end our turn. Taking a little bit of damage here, but that's fine. Alright, so let's go ahead now and get this attack off. And how much damage is this actually... Oh, how am I actually going to build this? I think I'm going to end up... Well, okay, so I'm actually going to only end up losing 1. Oh, wait, no, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this whole thing. Nice, 17. Actually, that's just enough to kill you. All right, get out of here. All right, so strike is free, so we can do that. We can do... nope, admonish doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, this keeps looking to me like the other card. We'll convince here. Pass turn. Okay, so we got to do 25 damage here. Now, what can we do? What can we do? This isn't doing a whole lot. So this could do, what, 10 damage? I need 17. I don't think I'm pulling that out of here. Now, that being said, we can get a bunch of Essence. Convince. I think here, let's see, what do we want to do here? We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That also gets rid of the tile. And nice, we hit the convince, so we can use that. Now, do we want to use this at all to set up for next turn, potentially? Let's go ahead and knock this down. Yeah, that doesn't really do a whole lot here. I think we're just going to get rid of these shields, see what we can connect. Okay, retaliate. Whenever this damage, this enemy takes damage, it will add an enemy. Oh, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, now how are we doing? We can do, well, we got to do 7 damage. This looks like 7 damage. Boom! Get him out of here. All right, let's collect up. Let's draft a card. What do we got? Punish for 15 damage. Remove all shield tiles and apply influence equal to the number of tiles removed. That seems really good. Okay, we're taking that. All right, let's set up another battle. Grab some more cards. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Ooh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 damage right off the bat. 14 damage. Can I make... Well, we can make more. Can I get anything off the board? I guess right now these essences aren't really doing anything, so let's get rid of some of these. Let's also see... Yeah, I'm going to try and get rid of as many as possible. Then we can beckon here. 10 damage right off the bat. Let's go ahead and... connect these. I think that's the best attack I can do. Which will turn this into 0, which we can then use. Now, unfortunately, we are getting smacked for 6, unless I wanted to use this, although I kind of don't. I would rather hold on to that for later. Taking a little bit of damage is fine. You're not dead till you're at 0. Okay, so what do we got here? We could use this to kill this guy off, although I kind of feel like I don't need to just yet. We do have the Convince, and I can get 6 Essence altogether. Let's go ahead and... let's do this. Send the attack here. See what gets blocked. Or see what gets free. We can go ahead and use that for free. Now, let's see. What else do we want to do? Technically, I want to be blocking out to block the rest of this. Yeah, I don't really have any great combinations here. I think I'm just going to go for the 6 here. Yeah, we did get this, which is nice. We can go ahead and take this guy out, and then I'm just going to block. We'll go to next turn. Now, you'd think I have to be careful about this, but we have a really good willpower turn here, so I'm just going to take this. Don't do that. Do that. Boom. Get those. I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, I don't really need the insight here, so we'll apply the 5. We'll do the 5 damage. Let's see. We need some essence here. Yeah, this isn't a very good hand for damage. And I really like that the game highlights the skills for you while you're building a chain, so it's easy to kind of identify where you're actually going with it. Unfortunately, didn't hit the convince. So, is there anything I want to get rid of? Yeah, let's get rid of these. Now I have a pretty good chain here for big damage next turn. Okay, let's go ahead and combine these. 8 damage there. What else we got? We can convince. That's free. We can convince again for 5. That's free. And we can strike for boom. Lethal. Nice. All right. Collect up. Let's draft a card. Do I want channel? We're kind of not really using our essence all that much. Well, that's not true, right? We're using it to draw. We're also using it to help out our... yeah. Oh, we could go for the... You know what? I think I'm going to go for the charged fireball. We kind of need something strong to do damage. And this might be the thing that just we hold on to it until last minute for the boss fight. Okay, I'll take it. Because I think at this point, let's see. Oh, I have plenty of heals on the way that I don't need to get to. I think we can make our way down to this shop to spend our gold on before the boss. And then we have a campfire right before. We also have a campfire here if we need it. So I think that's our route. We're just going to go straight diagonal that way. All right, so we got our first trinket. That's not our starter trinket. Scroll power is doubled. All right, well, this is going to do 30 damage now. Good thing we held on to that. Deal 6 tile damage to target tiles in a vertical manner. Not really going to go with that. Don't really need that. Well, we're looking to get rid of... Wait, we did take that card, right? No, that's right. We took the charged fireball. Okay, so gain equal to every 5 held. Not sure I necessarily want that. Add 1 muddled to the discard pile. Choose a card from the discard pile and put it on top of the draw pile. I don't like any of these. I'm going to skip all of them. No, skip. There we go. Okay, let's do the random event. We kind of have to go that way anyway. As you walk past a small pool of water, bubbles erupt and a bottle floats up. You open it and grab the scroll inside. It has a note scribbled at the bottom that just says, "You're gonna need this. Take the scroll." As you take the scroll, you notice the pool is probably no more than 2 inches deep. Strange. So what do we get? We got a treasure. Scroll of willpower. Collect all willpower from the board. Nice. Now does it do it twice? All right, elite battle. Let's go. Let's get it done. Oh, that's a freaky looking monster. All right, what have we got here? Now you are looking to just buff yourself. I'm not super worried about that. Do we have anything we want to hush out? I don't think so, but to be fair, the board here is kind of messy. It's a little messy. If we got rid of these 3 willpower, it would drop this down, which might get... Well, it might break the connection, though. Oh, wait, no. It would be... Yeah, so, well, I might not be able to get both sides of it. Okay, then what do I want to do? Well, if I get rid of this shield, I'll be able to connect a few more willpower. Oh, and this is actually really helpful. All right, so we can do this, this. Unfortunately, man, we're getting unlucky with the 9s, man. All right, let's go ahead and repel. Let's build up our AP for next turn, and then let's also get, let's get this attack off. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get the attack off. Just get more things. Not enough. Oh, right, it costs 2. Durr. Okay, well, next turn. All right, so you were planning to hit me for 6 and add an enemy tile to the board. We actually got a pretty good Beck in here. Although, if I do that, there's a chance that I'm going to take some damage here. Am I okay with that? I think I'll wait. Let's just block 5. We'll get a free strike in. Let's go ahead and get a nice little attack in. Now we have some essence built up here. If I need it, we have a free strike. And we'll just influence for 3. Anything I want to break down? Yeah, I'm going to break these down. Try and get that a little bit more essence down here. You hit me twice. That's rude. That's rude indeed. Okay. What are we going to do? Let's go ahead and get rid of these shields here. Try and make a big attack turn. Although you are hitting me for 14. It's not the most fun. Okay, well, we have a bunch of essence that we can't use right now. Let's go ahead and block. I think at this point, let's... Oh, wait. Let me rethink of how I want to connect. Yeah, so we can connect like this. There we go. So rather than getting the 5, we can build up to 8. And it's also going to hit both of these attack tiles. So that's kind of important, right? Is to re-look at things. And remember that it's also not linear. That's something that's been a little bit different, right? In typical match 3 fashion, you would only be able to connect these 3. But where this is technically... What do they call it? It's like match... What is it? Match cross? Match chain. That's what it is. So... You have to look at, like, L's, you got to look at X's, and they can all combine. And this is a crazy amount of essence. Holy moly. Okay, so nice. This is free. We're blocking most of the damage here. Let's go ahead and end the turn. All right, what do we got here? So we got a couple hushes. We do have our convinces. Okay, so let's go ahead and build up this giant pool of essence, which is going to be great. It's going to get rid of both of these attack tiles, gives a bunch of essence, which doesn't really matter, but it's going to allow us to use both of these convinces, as well as, yeah, might as well draw a couple cards, right? Because they're, I mean, we got 1 mana. Let's convince again. We are taking that damage. You know what? 30 damage. Get out of here. All right, gain 2 extra scroll slots. Now, I'm going to be honest, the trinkets that we're getting this run are okay. I'm trying to think, what were the trinkets I got in my first run? Regardless, one was that sword chains get a +3. So, for example, if you combined 5 swords, it would be a chain of 8. That was really good. Okay, so let's hit the campfire here. We're going to just upgrade. And I think I'm going to upgrade... Draw 3, deal 9 damage. Let's get the charged fireball up, since this is going to kind of be our boss finisher. Or any enemy finisher, for that matter. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So, let's take a look here. What do we want to do? No big chains, it doesn't look like. Technically, we do have a big, well, a reasonable size essence chain, although it's actually not that reasonable, right? Because we have so many things spurring off. I think the biggest we could go is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because of all these spurred out pieces, there's no way to connect more than 5. That's a little awkward. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually get rid of these essences to build up a big attack chain here, because I got to start getting rid of these guys. Now, unfortunately, I don't really have any way to defend myself. I do have the Admonish, so we're going to build up an attack here. Let's go ahead and get rid of... It's Master. Well, I'm not sure who the Master is. So I guess that's important to know, is that we don't have to attack this one. We can attack the 2 to the side. So let's go ahead and start working on this one, I suppose. Let's see. Let's go ahead and... Actually, we're just going to go ahead and get a big block off. Nope, I want to go down here, up here. That's also going to get rid of, mostly get rid of the enemy tile. It's almost done. Then we can admonish. This is free, so might as well do that. And that's all we can do. We're out of mana. Let's go next turn. Supersize. Increase the power of spawn enemy tiles. That's fine. Okay, let's take another look here. What do we got? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 essence. And I don't have any way to break this up. We do have 6, though, so that would be enough for that. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we do have our free block. However, we're taking quite a bit of damage here. We are taking a little bit of damage. So that being said, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble here, and I'm going to build into this willpower chain. And we're going to influence 5 everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, I was kind of hoping it would hit the block. A little bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Take a little bit of damage, but again, we do have a campfire at the end that we can go to. This enemy intends to add a debuff to the player. The intent will trigger after... Oh, right. It's not telling me what the debuff is. It's just saying that they are planning to debuff me. So, what do we got here? We have a pretty... Oh, we have a pretty decent attack here. Let's get rid of these essences. Pretty decent attack here. How much is that attack for? Attack for 12. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So, that being said, I mean, I could fireball him. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to essence for just to draw more cards. Or does it? I think it's fine. Gonna do this, get some more. Horde, draw some cards. Alright, and we get the repel too. So, what I'm going to end up doing here... And we do have a block, and that's the one I didn't want. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and combine these. Do the damage here. What gets turned to 0? Okay, we get the fireball to 0, so I'm going to use it to kill him. And then nothing else here really matters, so I'm just going to go ahead and weaken this one. And turn. Alright, 27 damage. Can we do it? Probably not, but you're actually not doing anything to hurt me, so that's fine. Ah, we've been weakened. I was like, what's weakened? What's making this weak? It would be the weak. That's what's making it weak, is the weak. Alright. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a couple short. That being said, I have to weaken both of these. I don't really have another great play. I guess you could argue I should probably hush these to try and get some willpower, some more willpower down here, although that's not really working out in my favor. All right, there we go. That works for me. Still short, huh? Oh, no. Hang on. Missed a chain. So we can go here, we can go here, here. Unfortunately... Oh, no. I can go down here. Duh. Connect everything. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and... Do you want to draw 2 cards and gain an insight? Sure. Let's do that. What else do we want to do? Let's go ahead and get this attack off. We have a free repel. Nice. And then let's go ahead and convince, and we'll just hold on to the fireball. I'm assuming it's going to cost 0 on my turn as well. Yeah, that's super nice, so we can now hold on to it, and it's free. I like that a lot. So we need to do, what, 22 damage? 22 damages? Well, we have a pretty good essence chain that I can get rid of some stuff. That would help me do 5 more damage here, but it's not, like, super great. Although then I can draw 2. Okay, let's do that. And it will weaken both of these by quite a significant margin. Draw these. That'll still keep my Convince, and my Convince is actually free now, so we can pop that. Let's go ahead and do this. Boom. Nice. Now that's a really good that's a really nice reason to use Influence, is that it gets around that block. So we didn't have to waste damage doing it. Insight and draw 1 card. Oh, that's kind of nice. 1 step ahead. Now we only get 1 use out of it. Forget is basically exhaust or anything like that. I think I'm actually going to take the 1 step ahead. Am I? Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, we'll take the gold. We'll hit the shop, since we only have 1 boss left. Ooh, we have another charged fireball that we could hang on to. I think I might actually do that. That seems pretty strong. Just hold on to 2 of them. And it's already plussed. Yeah, let's do that. Then we got 100 gold left. Let's see. Deal 7 damage, gain 1 insight. What do we got for spells here? Transform all, blank on the board to that. Gain 26 shield. Yeah, let's take that. And let's take this as well. Might as well. Got nothing else to do. The demo is only 1 floor. Now, the question is, do we want to risk it for the biscuit, or do we want to just upgrade a card? I think we're just going to upgrade a card. We're just going to play smart. So this would draw 2 cards. This would apply 3 influence first. This would reduce strength by 4, 9 damage, 8 damage. Don't care about any of that. I think we're going to go for... the Horde. Draw 3. Alright, let's give this a shot. Let's see. Okay, and this is a different boss than I fought before. So there are a couple different bosses in the demo, which is good to see. So I have no idea what this enemy is going to do. The first enemy I fought, or actually the only boss that I fought, would summon minions, and you'd have to kind of like manage, are you attacking the boss, or are you attacking the minion, because the minion would attack you. Alright, so you're attacking us for 9. Don't have a lot of good shields on the board right now. We can admonish, though, to remove some of the damage that we're taking. What else can we do here? We have 5 essence at the top, but that doesn't really do anything for us. We have 4 willpower at the bottom. That doesn't really do anything for us. We have 4 attack. None of our block is connected. This is like not a great start. Am I just gonna do this? I think I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 again with the 9s. Okay, let's start here. See what that brings us. That brings us a pretty big attack. We also have a block for 5, which is okay. Let's go ahead and do the attack first, though, to see maybe this drops some better shields into play for us. It doesn't. So let's go ahead and reduce your strength by 3. We have a free Convince, so we can do that. Do I want to just apply this now? It kind of resets the board a little bit. I think I am, because... So the reason I'm going to do this now is because really the best shield, the best block I have is only 5. So I think I'd rather just clear this off now and kind of soft reset the board. And deal some damage. Sheltered. Enters a defensive mode. Whenever an enemy tile is added to the board in defensive mode, all damage taken is reduced to 1. Exits defensive mode when there are no enemy tiles on the board. Okay. So you're going to be adding an enemy tile to the board here. So this 1 step ahead doesn't do anything. We have the charged fireball, so now we can just kind of hold on to that. We've got a lot of essence down here at the bottom, which is actually good because we have our horde. So let's go ahead and pop these. Now, am I drawing 2 here? have convince. That would drop me down to 1. I could risk it. Get these willpower out of here. There's a chance. Oh, no, wait. I don't have insight anymore. So I'm either convincing or I'm getting more willpower. If I get willpower, what am I doing, though? Not really anything, right? Because insight doesn't really do anything for me there. And otherwise, it's just 5 damage, whereas this is 5 damage anyway. Technically, you know what I think I might actually do? Okay, so I am going to risk it here, mostly just to get this off the board. But I'm also going to take the piece. Since it looks like he's going to be putting a lot of enemy tiles on the board, I kind of want to be prepared for it. Okay. Yeah, especially if he's going to do something like that. Oh, boy. Okay. Now we have our second charge fireball. That also removes 2 cards from the deck. What are you doing here? Adding junk tiles. This enemy intends to add 1 or more junk tiles to the board. Oh, that's gross. So, all damage at this point. Now, this is where influence is good, right? Because technically, influence is not damage. So, if we wanted to, we could just influence him out. But, we're not about that. We got to clear these off the board. So, how do we want to go about doing that? Technically, I could do 4 damage to 2 of them. Oh, but I don't really have a good way to actually go about doing this. You know what? I do. So this is actually... It's a little weird. I wish this was an attack, but I have to do this regardless. So we're going to do this, which is going to turn all my attacks into essences. And then we just have one massive chain. So we can go ahead and connect these, connect all these, do this, boom, boom, boom. There we go. 25 is going to kill 2 of them. We're going to get a bunch of essence, reset the board here. Strike is free. Doesn't really matter yet. Can I do anything else? Yes, I can get this one off the board. Actually, do I want to save? Okay, I'm going to do... Well, might as well get rid of the 1 here just because it's kind of off by itself. Nice. Now we get rid of him. This enemy intends to destroy 1 or more tiles on the board. Does not target any of his own tiles. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care about that. So let's go ahead for the free strike. And at this point, I'm not going to hush because I don't really know what he's going to be doing. So I'm not really going to be playing around that. And I don't have anything else I can do. So let's go ahead and hold on to that. Okay. Now, what are you're planning on to attack me for 9? This is where Admonish is great. So, what else do I want to work around here? Technically, like, our damage is kind of, for the most part, taken care of. We just kind of have to outlast this guy. So, I think I'm just going to go for some willpower here. And I don't think... Wait. Is there a better way to connect that? There is a better way to connect that. Yeah, so it's important to always, like, rethink how you connect things, right? The first time I connected this, if I were to start down here in the corner, there's no way for me to get this willpower, but if I start here, I can connect everything. So sometimes rethinking where you're starting your chains can actually be very beneficial. So we'll collect this. Again, we're 1 away. Figures. So we didn't get the Admonish. That's fine. We can go ahead and Admonish you right now. Perfect for just that situation. Let's also go ahead and Repel. We'll build up for more action points for next turn. And let's see. Let's also prep. I'm going to prep this. So now we can make a bigger chain here. Although the chain is kind of weird. Yeah, this chain doesn't really work. Right? This is one where I'm kind of missing one of the extraneous pieces here. So do I want to break something else? If I break these, that combines all of them. What is this doing? Oh, prepared. Peace. Got it. Okay, now what are you doing? You're planning to buff yourself. Okay. We do have the Beckon. I think I'm going to use... Before I use the Beckon, I think I want to make sure that I can get this attack off. Although, there is a chance that I get more attacks, so let's do that. So let's Beckon first. Yeah, they gave me a few more damage. Let's go ahead and build into that. Just making sure there's nothing else I want to do. Actually, nope. Let's reset this. Break these. Let's see. Can I connect these now? Can I connect these? If I start up here... Oh, yeah. Easily. Nice. We get our free strike. We don't have a reason to block, so we might as well... What do we have? 23. We still need to do 55. Okay. Then let's go ahead and... Nope. Start from here. Get some more willpower. Let's go ahead and do... Do we want to do 3 peace? Or 6 influence? I'm not sure when he's going to spawn more pieces. So let's go ahead and do the 6 influence. Supersize. What you got coming at me next? Oh, right. Powers up enemy spawn tiles. Okay, so you're hitting me for 15. What do we got? Now, we can draw 2 cards here. We do have the convinces. I think you're actually dead. That's what, 29? Oh, no. You're definitely not. That's only 10. Okay. You're like a turn away from being dead. So we got to play it a little bit safe here. We can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go ahead and draw some cards. There's a free block out, so we can pop that. Let's go ahead and get our 6 block off. That brings us up to 10. Nice. It hit that block out, so we get to go for free. Now, what are we doing? What are we doing now? Am I just convincing for 6? I think I am. Because what is Essence doing? Essence isn't doing anything. It's at least building up. But what does that matter? What's in my deck that would matter? Absolutely nothing. It does get them off the board. So what it potentially does is it gets me ready for a Beckon. So let's go ahead and do that. Gives me potential. Yeah, it only drew a couple more. And it made this free. Okay, that's nice. Wait, does this happen every time? Oh, each time. Okay, I was thinking that was only Insight. Okay, so Insight just reduces the cost of this. But every time we make a chain, it makes one of these one less. Got it. Alright, well, we're taking 1 damage. That's fine. And I think, actually, would this have done anything? Gain 1 insight and draw a card. Yeah, that wouldn't have been super important. Alright, so now you're looking to put those on the board. However, I think you are super dead. We got, what, 25 damage? How much can I do here? I can go ahead and break these to make 1. Oh, you are ultra dead, my guy. Ultra. Unfortunately, I can't combine these. Ooh, actually, I have a weird chain here. I don't think I can connect I definitely can't connect everything. But I can connect most things. There we go. And then we blast you with this, and then we blast you with this, and we say, good riddance. And what do we get? We get to draft a trinket, and most of these are just 1 extra action point. Draw 1 less card each turn. 5% chance new trials on the board will be caltrops, which is receive 1 damage per chained, and gain 1 each turn. Shuffle your discard into your draw pile at the start of each turn. So we'll just take this, but we could also draft a card here. Looks like these might be rare cards because they're covered in yellow. I would assume that those are rare cards. Knucklecrack. Whenever you gain Essence, draw all 0 cards from your discard pile. Gain Essence equal to half the target's influence. Every time you draw a status card. Yeah, we didn't really see a lot of status cards. Did we? I'm assuming that status cards are the things that, like, list status, but I don't know that we even saw any status cards. Okay, I'd have to re-look at that. I honestly wasn't paying full attention, but I noticed we saw a couple cards that said status cards, but I don't think I ever actually saw any. It doesn't really matter which one we take, because again, this is the end of the run, because that's the end of the demo here for Demon's Mirror. So ultimately, like, this is a really cool idea. Now, we've played, what was it? Was it Crossfire? I'm trying to remember what the name of the game was, but it was like a combination of tower defense and match 3, and that was a little bit more like traditional match 3 where everything had to be in a straight line. And that was kind of the same deal where you're doing two things at once. You were playing tower defense, you were playing match 3. This added the deck building aspect into it, and I think it's doing some really cool things because the match 3 isn't just for building resources. There's a whole other like combat system built into that, right, with the enemy tiles. So you also kind of have to protect yourself from that angle as well. And then, of course, you can gather resources to, you know, build into your deck, whether you want to go for an essence build, grab a lot of cards that you want to use your essence with. You can grab, you know, you can have a deck that's a little bit more supportive and focus on the matching the swords to deal your damage. You could have an all offensive deck and just focus on having the shields to be your block. So it really, I think, opens up deck building a lot because you don't necessarily... There's no real downside to hyper focusing your deck. Whereas, right, I mean, let's go to the standard, right? You play Slay the Spire. Now, if you have a deck that is hyper focused, sure, you could have a really good hyper focused, like aggressive deck and just destroy things the first turn. But you are going to want to have some defensive cards in there so that way you don't just get mauled by something you can't kill on the first turn. However, with this, you could, in theory, have a very strong hyper-aggressive deck with like no blocks in it and just rely on the blocks in the match, in the, what was it called again? Match chain. I don't know why I can't remember the word chain. But now, obviously, that might not work out in most cases. You might actually want to have some defensive cards in your deck just as a backup because, obviously, as we saw, the match system is not perfect. You're going to get boards that don't quite go your way, just as you can have hands that don't quite work your way. But it's a really cool added layer of complexity in order to build your deck. Now, I do think that based on this demo alone, now to be fair, the demo is only 1 floor. I'm assuming that it's going to be 3 floors just because that's kind of standard at this point. The actual deck building aspect did feel a little hollow to me, and I think most of the reason behind that is that your starting deck it feels quite large. And I mean, it is kind of like to be fair, it is a standard size, but it didn't feel like, I guess the best way to put it is it didn't feel like 1 floor is enough time to really get a feel of how much identity your deck can have. Now, to be fair, we also hit a lot more battles compared to the first run I did before recording this. The first run I recorded, I actually got a lot more powerful cards, to be fair. I did get an AoE card. So the AoE card, actually, let's see if there's a list of cards in here. I'm not sure... Does log show it? That shows player stats. Yeah, I don't think there's like a compendium of cards in the game currently. But there was... I'll just leave it on Draga here. Draga's cute. There was a card that was, I think... Was it 1 or 2 mana? It was either 1 or 2 mana that did 10 damage to all enemies, and it would put 2 basically dead cards into your deck. That one was kind of okay. I didn't really see a lot of utility with that one. There were some battles, like the boss battle. It was actually good because I mentioned the boss that I fought would summon minions, so it would help me kind of take care of those. But I was based a lot more around skills. So there was a card that was one action point that had... For each skill you played before this card, influence 3. So I was much more of an influence build in... I was an influencer. I was much more influence and skill based, and I was actively trying to get to a lot of the stone zones to remove like my basic attack cards to just have skills in the deck. I did find that it was a little bit easier to focus your deck on one strategy if you're hitting more of the utility zones. Now, I didn't count how many zones there were compared to some other deck builders, so I don't know how long this area is compared to those. But at least in this run, I'm going to be honest, like, my build didn't feel like anything special. It just kind of felt like an enhanced starter deck. You know what it felt like? It felt like I started with a starter deck and I ended with a structure deck. I don't even know if they still do that, but back in the day when they were Yu-Gi-Oh decks, I think they were technically the same thing. I always thought that the starter deck was like super basic and the structure was like a little bit leveled up. Like I think Yugi and Kaiba decks were starter decks, and then when I think Joey and Pegasus were also starter. I think it was like the next one when they stopped doing characters and they started just doing there was like, oh, what are some of the ones that I remember? There was there was a guy with a massive sword. It wasn't Guilford or Gilfried. But there was a guy with a massive sword. There was like a air bird. There was a Leviathan deck, and those were all like structure decks. I think they just renamed it, but anyway, that's kind of what it felt like. It kind of just felt like an upgraded starter deck to me. So to be fair, I don't think this deck was like perfect at highlighting some of the cool builds you can do, but that is luck of the draw with deck builders. Sometimes you just don't get like the super powerful cards. However, you know, I think at least this shows kind of what the game is intending to do at matching the deck builder aspect with the match chain. And I think there's actually a lot of interesting things here. I'll be interested to see the other two characters that do come out, how different their identity is to Draga. I'm assuming that since Draga was on a lot of the cards that have influence, that influence will not be an element of the other two characters. So I'm assuming they'll kind of have their own aspect to them, their own design, their own special characteristic, and of course they'll have their own trinket to start with. But ultimately, you know, for what I expected to kind of be, you know, a kind of more, I honestly expected to be a little bit more generic than this, but I kind of dig what's going on here. Honestly, it added a new layer of decision making that I wasn't really prepared to enjoy as much as I did. And I think, honestly, part of me really enjoyed the fact that my deck this time around was a little bit more streamlined and simple, a little bit more easy to navigate, because at least in my first run, because I wasn't used to having both the hand and the chain match system to balance between the two, you know, I didn't want to have a super complicated hand and also have to deal with what's going on the board. So having to kind of only really focus on one, because I always kind of knew what was going to come my hand, was actually a bit of a benefit to me to actually kind of focus on one over the other rather than trying to split my attention. But yeah, pretty cool demo, not gonna lie. So guys, the game is coming out on September 5th, but like I said in the beginning, there is a demo available as of recording this. Again, I don't know if the demo will come down once the full game is released, but if you want to check it out, link will of course be down below in the description. But until then, what did you guys think of Demon's Mirror? Do you like the addition of the chain match system? Do you think it has a place in the deck building genre? And do you think it is different enough to set it apart from its competitors? Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you did have fun, you liked the video, would you kindly smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more roguelike action just like this? Guys, that's going to do it for me today. I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.